Today we're going to be looking at factoring by grouping. Our first example is 4x squared minus 8x plus 3x minus 6. We look at the first two terms and factor out the greatest common factor, which is 4x. So we have 4x times the quantity x minus 2 plus still our 3x minus 6. Then we look at the last two terms and we factor out the greatest common factor of those two terms, which is 3. So now we have 4x times the quantity x minus 2 plus 3 times the quantity x minus 2. Since we have that exact factoring down here, 4x times x minus 2 plus 3 times x minus 2, we can take this x minus 2 and put it here and combine the 4x plus 3 over here as a quantity. So now we have the quantity 4x plus 3 times the quantity x minus 2, which if we would go ahead and FOIL that, we would get our exact 4x squared minus 8x plus 3x minus 6. Our second example is 2x squared plus 8x plus 3x plus 12. We look at the first two terms and factor out the greatest common factor, which is 2x. And we find that that's 2x times the quantity x plus 4. And we still have our plus 3x plus 12. Now we look at the last two terms and we factor out the greatest common factor of those two terms, which is 3. Now we have 2x times the quantity x plus 4 plus 3 times the quantity x plus 4. So when we take the 2x and the plus 3 and put it in a quantity here, the common factor is x plus 4, x plus 4. So our answer is 2x plus 3 times x plus 4. And if we FOIL that, we will get back to our original problem. Our next example is 12y squared minus 4y minus 15y plus 5. Once again, we're going to look at those first two terms and factor out the greatest common factor, which in this case is 4y. When we factor out 4y, we get 3y, because we know 4y times 3y is 12y squared. We take 4y times a negative 1. We get our negative 4y. So we know that's the greatest common factor. We still have our negative 15y plus 5. Then looking at the last two terms, we factor out the greatest common factor, which is a negative 5, and it goes right here. And when we take a negative 5 out from this negative 15y, we find it's 3y. And we take a negative 5 away from this positive 5, we have to put a negative 1. Again, the common factor here is 3y minus 1, which is here. And we have 4y minus 5, which goes here. So our answer is the quantity 4y minus 5 times the quantity 3y minus 1.